So I'm only trying to split myself into pieces, bits and bits.
Fantastic.
To do as many interviews as possible because of this week.
Especially as the father of the new constitution, Constitution 2010.
But I wonder why we're talking too much about 2010 constitution when the implementers do not even want to commemorate it. In fact, I find it's very paradoxical.
Exactly.
That people are talking about constitution at 2010, but this country, the leadership of this country, right?
You're saying change it.
Yeah, they don't even recognize.
They don't want
that
it.
today is the 10th. So I find it very ridiculous. But again, you see, it tells one story. But actually, the constitution is for the people of Kenya, not for a few individuals.
Yes.
And if you look at the narrative around constitution making change or review right now, we have almost surrendered it to like two individuals. Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday said that the constitution was a ceasefire moment.
My God.
And that's very sad because it means actually he doesn't even believe in it.
Yeah.
And for people are saying, let's implement the constitution. But see, for you to implement the constitution, you must first of all believe in it.
Yes.
You must even understand it and read it to begin with.
Correct.
A lot of these folks haven't read this constitution. They never read it anyway. I don't even think they have the capacity to read it. And that's why implementing the constitution, especially the letter, is becoming so difficult in Kenya. And so we cannot even go to the spirit of it. The letter is already, people have not even read the letter. So to ask them to go to the spirit of the constitution is actually to ask too much.
And that's a higher calling.
It's a higher calling. And it has to do with the capacity of the people. Because any countries that seeks change must rely on some level of stewardship.
Correct.
Leadership. And I like giving a very tired example of the so-called tiger economies of Singapore, Malaysia, back in the days, South Korea. And, 50 years later, these are actually our hedge mates as a country. And like now, South Korea's economy is almost 50 times that of Kenya.
Yeah.
But we were better than them or even at par in the 1960s.
Yeah.
So, but we keep on asking ourselves, how come Singapore, like 2 years ago, I think actually refunded, gave each citizen a rebate. So that in Singapore, actually, even a beggar on the street is a millionaire. Because their per capita income about $33,000 US.
Wow.
So if they were to redistribute wealth, everybody will be a millionaire in Singapore. But so the question we need to ask in Kenya is, what went wrong with us? And for me, I predicate it on the question of stewardship. Once a country does not have stewardship or direction, it will definitely not prosper. And it's like maybe has even in our own homes. As a parent, if you don't give leadership to your family or guide your children to certain value system, we're going nowhere.
Correct.
And that's the same thing we see in this country. Because today, even though we are now celebrating the 2010 Constitution, one of the geniuses of Kenya's constitution, by the way, is chapter 6.
Yes.
The chapter on leadership and integrity.
Correct.
And I've gone to many countries trying to help write constitution, review their constitution. And I know the thing they keep on asking, which I've never been able to find an answer to it, that, Kenyans, you're so genius. You want a certain type and character of leaders. But how come, on a balance of probability, most of your leaders are corrupt? And one of the questions I was asked, I think it was in Liberia, if I recall, or South Sudan, that you guys give yourself this beautiful Constitution, chapter 6, saying we want a certain type and character of leader. But you elected 2 ICC suspects. I've never been able to answer that question. And maybe it goes back to us now in this week of Constitution. Maybe we need a retrospection. We need to reflect as a people. Is something psychic about us? Maybe we need to be psychoanalyzed as a country. Because Nairobi, for example, we have a governor who is self-confessed, having been a criminal,
correct,
a prison escapee. But Nairobi controls about 60% of the GDP of this country.
Exactly.
60%. In other words, you actually have the most cleverest people in the country resident in Nairobi.
Yes.
But who do we elect?
Including international organizations.
Exactly.
Yes.
While villagers in Makueni elect a professor.
I know.
Our villagers in Kericho elect a professor. So there's something psychic about us as a people, because we gave ourselves this beautiful constitution. We don't even live. We don't even we believe in the values. For example, national values and principles of governance in Article 10. Or even the fact that the constitution has given us sovereign authority and power in Article 1, that we can exercise it directly or indirectly through our elected officials. But we have never been able to exercise that power, because right now everybody is saying that Jubilee regime is a failed regime. If there is one regime in this country that has disrespected any law and order. It is the
The
Jubilee regime.
kakitocracy of
And,
it.
and let's be brutally honest here as a people. But you still see a very psychic Kenyans saying the man to beat in 2022 is William Ruto, who is the deputy of a failed regime. So I mean,
But
I'm not hating the guy.
Yeah, two things
But I'm
people would
just
argue.
thinking we are a bit. There's an oxymoron here. We know that Jubilee has disrespected court orders, but now we are saying, the deputy of the same regime that has failed us is
better
actually
off.
the guy to beat.